Hello everybody. Today we'll discuss physiology of generation and conduction of cardiac impulse. In the previous lecture, we have learned regarding properties of cardiac muscle. Now we will move with the property of conductivity in the cardiac muscle. In the last lecture, we have learned that cardiac muscle is a striated muscle. Just like skeletal muscle, it is having all striations, but it is having a special property called as autonomy, and this is basically due to modified cardiac muscle fiber present in the heart. These are called as conducting system of the heart. They differ in the cardiac muscle by having less number of striations, so they are having less active mass and filament and more of excitability present in this one. So they are divided in and placed in different regions of heart. The foremost located in the atrium is called as SA node, also called as sinoatrial node, simply based on location at sinoatrial junction. So this is the vena cava and this is the atrium. So at this junction it is located, so it is called as SE node. So it is nothing but a modified cardiac muscle fiber having specialized property of generating cardiac impulse. Location in the right atrium and near the superior vena cava. Now this we have learned in the last lecture. This SA node is having a special action potential called as pacemaker potential, and in that there is special slope which is called as the resting potential, also called as pacemaker potential, and it is due to presence of transient calcium channel. And there is old concept that it is because of funny or leaky sodium channel. These are open. Once they are open, there is a change in potential across across the SE node, and this will lead to opening of here long calcium channel, long and fast. Once they open, they lead to depolarization, followed by opening of potassium channel here, leads to depolarization, and this cycle continues. And because of this, there is generation of action potential in the cardiac muscle, which we have seen last time. It is having a special property of long refractive period. It is due to plateau phase. So there is a plateau phase in cardiac muscle action potential. So this we have learned in the last lecture. So this is the special property of SA node, or they are generating cardiac impulse. It is called as pacemaker potential. Now this cardiac conduction system, cardiac myocyte becomes specialized institute for generating action potential, SA node, pacemaker that initiate each heartbeat and determines the heart rate. Now out of all these conducting tissues of heart, SA node, AV node, bundle phase, Purkinje fiber, SA node generates impulse at fastest rate. That's why remaining all of this conducting tissues, they remain in the, you can say, latent period. So because of this, they are unable to generate the impulse. So SA node dominates. So as it is generating at fastest rate, SA node is called as the pacemaker of heart. So this sinus nodal fiber connect directly with the atrial muscle fiber. Now this SA node, the second is called as atrioventricular node, based on the location at the atrial border and near the ventricle. So it is AV node. Now both of these are connected again by a bundle of fibers. These are called as internodal pathways. They are named based on the scientists who have discovered this: Bachmann, Wenke Bach and Thorel. Now these three internodal pathways are again very, very important. If there is any damage to this by any means, most common way of damage is basically by ischemia. They will get blocked, or a mechanical trauma, or anything else. If they are blocked, impulse will not travel from SA node to AV node. That can lead to heart block. I have told in the previous lecture, heart block doesn't mean there is a block in the vessel. This block is basically block of conduction. Impulse will not travel from atria to the ventricle. So now this AV node, electrical gateway to ventricle. If you recall, cardiac muscle is basically two sensitium are there. One is the atrial sensitium other is a ventricular syncytium. Both are separated by a fibrous band, and due to this fibrous band, there is no transfer of impulse from atria to the ventricle. So only electrical gateway is basically AV node. That's why if this AV node gets blocked, there is no passage of impulse from atria to the ventricle again. So these are the important things. These are conducting pathways are there. So if they are blocked or because of any damage, impulse will not travel from one to other one. So you have to consider these factors while examining the heart. So a delay of about 0.1 seconds at the AV nodal delay is there. Now you can see in this diagram, from SA node to AV node impulses travel, and during this traveling whole atria got excited. So there is an excitation of atria. So this excitation of atria, immediately after excitation, if you recall, there is excitation contraction coupling. This will initiate contraction in the atria. So excitation is an electrical event and contraction is a mechanical event. Excitation leads to contraction. If you recall all chain of events, excitation will lead to release of calcium, and calcium is the key for opening of troponin. Troponin get unlocked, tropomyosin moves, active sites of actin are unexposed, and actin will combine with the myosin, leading to actin myosin combination and is a power stroke, and that lead to muscle contraction. So stimulation of atria by SA node will lead to excitation of atria, and this will lead to contraction. So this is the first event, electrical followed by mechanical event. Now at the EV node, diminished number of gap junctions are there. So there is a great resistance to conduction. So atrioventricular bundle leaves the AV node, that is the bundle of Fish. The right and left bundle branches enter the interventricular septum and descends towards the apex. Now from the AV node, this bundle arises, that is called as bundle of Fish, based on the name of the scientist who has discovered it. And this impulse will travel to the interventricular septum, and from here to hold the ventricle. Now this you can see in this SA node, this is the AV node, this is our bundle of Fish, this is interventricular septum, right bundle branch, left bundle branch. So in this you can have so this is the thorough conducting system of heart. You can see clearly these are separate from the cardiac muscle. So impulse travels from here to here, then both will go on both sides. So in this way they will excite the cardiac muscle. So now excitation will lead to contraction. So this is excitation contraction coupling. So initially both atria will contract, then impulse will go from AV node to bundle of Fish. So first atria will contract, after that ventricle will contract. So this sequence will follow. This will lead to proper cardiac cycle. So a special characteristic of the AV bundle of Fish is allowing only forward conduction. So it will not allow wider conduction. So impulse will not go from ventricle back to atria, from atria to the ventricle, except in abnormal states. So if there is abnormality, that can lead to a reverberating circuit, and this will lead to repeated excitation of atria followed by ventricle, that will lead to arrhythmias. So these are called as cardiac arrhythmias. So under normal condition, there is only one-way conduction from AV bundle, from AV node to bundle of Fish. So you can see these are the now last one, very important. These are the Purkinje fiber, which are penetrating the ventricular muscle, and these are the key to excite the ventricular muscle, and they are having fastest conduction. So across all SA node, AV node, bundle of Fish and Purkinje fiber conducts the impulse at very fast rate. So it is around 4 meters per second, and that is needed because ventricle is big one. We need to have at one time contraction of ventricle, then only there is a force generated. So it is very essential that the ventricular muscle should contract uniformly, as the left ventricle having a key function of supplying blood to whole circulation. So it needs to generate more pressure. So whatever systolic pressure we are getting 120 minutes of mercury, it is nothing but blessing to this ventricular muscle. So there is a force of contraction generated because of conduction of impulses fastest at Purkinje fiber. So Purkinje fiber to the myocytes of ventricle. Now this excitation will lead to contraction. Now here the ventricular muscle is contracting. So like this the cycle gets completed. Initially the atria contracts, and after that the ventricle contracts. Immediately after contraction atria relaxes, then the ventricle contracts, and after the ventricular contraction ventricle relaxes. So these are the sequence of event in the conduction of cardiac impulse. They will go very sequentially from SA node to AV node to bundle of His and bundle branches. Now suppose there is a problem with SA node, it stops functioning. Immediately AV node will take over the function, it will generate the impulse, so AV node will act as a pacemaker basically. And if suppose unfortunately this also gets damaged, then we have to look for alternative pacemaker here, that is called as artificial pacemaker. So we are placing at this side. So artificial pacemaker means when the SA node and AV node both have stopped functioning, in that condition we are applying external electrical stimulation from outside. So a battery and impulse generator implanted beneath the skin near the clavicle, connected by flexible leads to chambers of heart. Now if you put some electrodes on the chest wall and record the potentials, we can record potentials from each and every of conducting tissues of the heart as well as cardiac muscle. So right from SA node, atrial muscle, AV node, common bundle branch, bundle branches, Purkinje fiber and ventricular muscle. So these are the different potentials recorded. So individually also by inserting needles we can record the potentials. So they have got action potentials are there. Now the SA node and AV node are generating impulse at regular interval, that is called as autorhythmicity. But as per the need, we need to increase the heart rate and we may need to have a rest to the heart. We can decrease heart rate, but it is controlled automatically. It is not under a voluntary will. Now this is controlled by vasomotor center located at the medulla oblongata. So from here two nerves are coming. One is vagus, which is a parasympathetic nerve. Again we have got a right vagus and left vagus. Now right vagus supplies principally the SA node, because SA node develops from the structure of the right side of the heart, and left vagus supplies the AV node, because left AV node develops from the structure from the left side of the heart, so it is carrying the innervation. Similarly the sympathetic innervation also, right side is different, left side is different. Okay, right side is supplying the right ventricle, left is supplying the left ventricle. So these are the afferent nerves. So impulse from vagus will go and it will affect the heart, and impulse from sympathetic will go, it will affect the heart and blood vessel. Now we will see how this effect takes place. So here as you can see, these are the vagus. Right vagus is supplying the SA node and left vagus is supplying the AV node. So obviously when right vagus is stimulated, heart rate will reduce, and if left vagus is stimulated, there is a increase in the conduction time, because generation is from the SA node and AV node is only conducting impulses. And these are the sympathetic chain which is supplying the cardiac muscle fiber. So that's why effect of vagus is more on the rate, because it is supplying basically SA node and AV node, and sympathetic stimulation has got more effect on the force of contraction, because it is supplying the muscles dominantly, but it is also supplying the conducting tissues also. Now let's see at action potential level what happens if there is stimulation of vagus. So if vagus is stimulated, it will lead to increase in conductance of potassium. Now if you recall these three events, depolarization is because of calcium, depolarization is because of potassium. Now if there is increased conductance of potassium, what will happen now? This is slow the change. So this is the effect of vagus stimulation. What will happen? Vagus stimulation, acetylcholine is released, increased potassium conductance, slope of prepotential is decreased, the membrane is hyperpolarized, result in decrease in firing rate. So there will be again delayed in opening of transient calcium, long calcium channels. So obviously when they are decreased, then only when long calcium channels are open, then only there is a rapid potential. So there is a decreased rate of generation of impulse at the SC node. So vagal fibers are distributed mainly to the atria, not much to the ventricle, where the power contraction of heart occurs. This explains the effect of vagal stimulation mainly to decrease heart rate rather than to decrease the strength of contraction. Now on the contrary, if there is a sympathetic stimulation, see what happens, opening of L calcium channels. So what will happen now, this will shorten the prepotential. So this will get shortened because they are opening rapidly. So there is a fast generation of impulse. So norepinephrine is secreted, opening of L calcium channels, rapidity of depolarization phase, slope of prepotential is increased, leading to increased generation of impulses. So this increase in permeability to calcium ions increase in the contractile strength of cardiac muscles. More calcium, more locks are unlocked, more movement of tropomyosin and more active sites of actin are exposed for the contraction. Now this is the, as I mentioned you, these are all the potential generated by different conductive tissues as well as the cardiac muscle. And now summated recording of this is called as ECG. That is called as electrocardiogram. It has got classically 5 waves are there. P wave, which is due to, you can see here, atrial event. QRX complex, it is due to ventricular events, especially the depolarization. We can see all depolarization events are seen here. And this last event T wave is coinciding with this, that is a repolarization of muscles. So PQRST, these are the events which will explain as these are summated events of action potential of cardiac muscle. So this is explains us the generation and conduction of cardiac impulse. So here we are finishing the genesis. After that we'll learn regarding physiology of ECG. So here we are completing generation and conduction of cardiac impulse.